Alright guys, so as you can see, we've gotten started on the artwork. We have the nice white laid down and we've started laying our designs. But you can't just go ahead and just lay paint. There's a certain way I like to mix paint up to give it the most everlasting effect so that it'll be a good 5-10 years down the road. The colors won't be faded, nothing like that. So I'm going to walk you guys through a quick little mixture process and kind of my recommendations for doing so. So let's check this out. Alright guys, so to start off, when it comes to paint, we're going to be using Createx, right? And more specifically, we're going to be using their Wicked line. The reason you want to use the Wicked line is it has automotive grade light fast pigments inside of it. And so what that basically means is that it's not going to fade in the sun or anything like that. It's pretty much made to be sprayed on a car or something like this where the sun's going to hit it, it's going to be under UV light. But not just using the Wicked line, right, which is what we're going to do, but we're going to be mixing it up with a little bit of 4050 UVLS clear. And what this is going to do is prolong the life of the Wicked set even further. So the Wicked line's already made to go outside and, you know, be applied on vehicles, but using the 4050 is also going to make it adhere to the surface really good. So it's going to make it stick really good, as well as, you know, control some of that UV light. So if your car does sit outside in the sun, how my cars tend to do, you won't be afraid of the sun eating away at any of the color or anything like that. Again, it's just to prolong the life of your paint. So the mix that I'm going to go about using here is about about a 15% additive of gloss into the paint. So whatever you're mixing, mix about 15% of this, and then I would reduce accordingly to how you feel when you need to spray it. I wouldn't over reduce it. Again, we're not trying to create really thin paint, we're trying to create durable paint. So about 15 additive to here, and then about 15% reducer is kind of where I'm finding a good sweet spot to have it spray and to have it last. So that's about what I'm going to do. Along with this, we're going to be using Createx. And the reducer I'm going to be using is 4011 reducer. So this is kind of the standard reducer. There's 4012, and depending on where you live, you know, you might be forced to find 4013. But we're going to use 4011 along with the 4050 gloss and the Wicked paint, and that's going to give us our paint mixture for all the colors that we're going to be spraying on. So without further ado, I'll just let you guys Alright guys, so as you can see, I got all the artwork done all around the car. I went all the way around kind of with it as much as I can. I did want some of the white to show through. I'm not trying to cover the car completely, but I did get as much of it as I could covered. I think in total, I think it's 76 hours of airbrushing time on the car. So that's pretty good. It's actually not that much space, but a lot of the characters getting the lines, you know, nice and crisp without a bunch of overspray and everything just takes a lot of time to do freehand. So yeah, all in all, I'm really happy with it, and now it's ready for clear. A couple things I gotta mention before I move on. If you're doing this and you want to try it on your own, one thing I have done after I did the artwork and finished it all up, I laid a coat or a couple of coats of 4050. Well, it's a 4052 matte all over the artwork. That'll help to seal it in, as well as stop the ultraviolet rays from ever trying to fade the paint or anything like that. And it should just help in general with adhesion and keeping everything nice and sealed in. So, got to mention that. And before, also, you know, one last step is after I laid the 4050 and before I lay the clear. So actually I haven't done it yet, but the next thing I'm going to do is take a really fine scuff pad. So I have a 600 grit scuff pad, and I'm just going to lightly, you know, kind of go over the car and scuff up the 4052 just a little bit, just so it helps our 2K clear that we'll be laying in the next video really stick and get the maximum adhesion, as well as just, you know, overall the best look, smooth and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the artwork on the car. Again, mix up your paint with 4050, use the Wicked line, and reduce with 4011. Take your time. If you want to get details, a little bit more reducer helps, but also increases the dry time on your paint. So just work a little bit slower and, you know, you'll get there. Again, 76 hours. I think on the previous car we had about 86 hours, so it's about 10 hours more, something like that. But that car, we completely covered it. None of the original color shows. On this color, I did want some of the white to show, and we also didn't do anything across the roof because the roof is a different color. So yeah. Anyway guys, I hope you guys liked that video on all the artwork. I know it's just a time lapse, but the information is probably what's most useful to you guys. And if you just like the car and like Dragon Ball Z, seeing the video is pretty cool. So as always, thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.